Hmm. Okay. Okay. I think we are live. Yes. Hi, Elaine. Give it just a minute for people to find the link and join. And I forgot to change the thumbnail. That's all right. But I'm going to have to change that. Elaine, can I get a sound and audio check? Good, good. Okay, good. Cool. So, yeah, been a long time since I've done one of these. How are you guys doing? Good, hopefully. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I've just been kind of tucked away in our Discord for the past year and a half. Uh, okay. All right. So why I'm here, well, I need to start making videos again. But we have a new month and I think it's going to be pretty exciting, with the election and everything. So what I did, what I've already done was I went through, I have a go-to list. So I am not a scanner. I don't scan for things. Alex, he's the scanner of us two, and I just have a list and I just go through my list. So how many? How many is in there currently? There's 67 tickers in there currently, and I just go through them and with my eyes. And what I did was I went through and found the monthly setups that I thought looked decent. And this was just at first glance. So as we go through these, I might decide that, hey, some don't look so good. So we're going to go through them. And then what I do, because I'm pretty much known as the domino trader. So what I like to do is I like to go through, find the monthly setups, and then I like to look at the lower time frames and see if we have a lower time frame setup that can trigger the higher time frame setup. Now, whether that's on the daily or the weekly, we will have to see. But that's what I do because I don't like entering on higher time frame triggers because they're lower time frame targets. And if you use the 4 time frames like we constantly tell people to do, you're going to see that. And it's important that your lines translate to all your time frames because you're going to see that the monthly trigger on SPY, for example, oh gosh, on SPY, for example, is a weekly pivot low, right? So that's a potential exhaustion area. So I don't like to enter there, right? I look to enter somewhere else, and we have an inside day for SPY. Also, don't get confused. This 12-hour chart is simply a daily chart. I just use the 12-hour chart instead of the day because I find there are a lot less discrepancies and fake wicks. And there is no fake wicks in the 12-hour chart, but there is all the time in the daily chart, and I see it every day. So I just use the daily. So the time frames we have up here, you can see it in the watermark. So 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, and then this is the 4 hour. Okay. So we're just going to kind of go through this I'm going to tell you why it's on the list, what I see. So, for instance, SPY, red 2-up month at all-time highs. So this would be an all-time high exhaustion reversal play, right? So if we're going to reverse and head down, we have to take out 565.27. Now, the thing that I feel like is going to make these November setups tricky is the election. So you have to have your line on the chart, and that this line, this level here, we'll just make it. This level is very important, right? So that's your line in the sand. So if you're below it, you're good to stay short. But if something changes, like charts do, because they're live and they move around, if something changes and you can no longer stay below, and then you start coming back up, retracing or reclaiming the low of that candle, then we have potential for outside months. So I feel like we're going to get a lot of volatility with the election coming up on, it's Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday. Probably won't get a ton of volatility on Tuesday, but whenever they count the votes and all that. So these monthly levels are going to be very important. We're going to do one of two things. We're either going to puke or we're going to go outside month back to all-time highs. And I know that sounds silly to say. It's like, oh, it could go down or it could go up, but that's how price action works. That's how threes happen. So we have to be super mindful of that level. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Any questions on that? And then looking here, we do not have a weekly actionable signal to the downside on SPY. We do have a daily actionable signal though. So I feel like I need to make, hold on. I guess these would go on just my Monday list. Monday, and then we need, okay, I already have a weekly to trigger a monthly watch list. So that's good. And then, yeah, I guess these will just be, so I live stream on Mondays in the Discord. So SPY, we have an inside day that could potentially trigger the 2-up, 2-down month. So I'm gonna add it to Monday because it's already in the monthly setup list. So I have several different lists, but okay, we're gonna go on to the next one. Q's had an awesome broadening formation. You had a, now this is part of like training your eyes, because you could say we got stuck inside here, but we have a high, a low, a new high, and then we came in, we made a new low, and we were all over it in the Discord this day, Thursday, Halloween. So we knew we were going to go double outside week on Qs and NQ, which we did. So that's the broadening formation that we're working with. And we also have a potential, dude, my internet, come on. We have a potential inside day that could, it's going to take more than a day, but that could get us in early to potentially trigger the month. And we have a 3, if we get a 3-2 down, that's also actionable. So the daily could trigger the weekly, which could trigger the monthly. So this is going to have to go on 2 lists, Monday and then week to trigger month. And if you want to get super technical with it, you have an inside 4-hour. Here you go. Inside 4-hour, which if it hits magnitude, will trigger the day, which if the day hits magnitude, you'll trigger the week. And then you're already in from up here, hoping to trigger the month and kind of write it down. And I don't like the way this looks. Hold on. Okay. And we failed to make new all-time highs last month on the Qs. So the market is, how many do I have here? Because this is more than half of my watch list. Monthly setup. No, it's not. 26. So about a third of my watch list is bearish. So okay, IWM, 2 up. We're looking for the 2 down. We have an inside week that can trigger. I really like IWM the best so far. So we have an inside day that can trigger the inside week and down, that can trigger the 2 up, 2 down month. So Monday week to trigger month. This one looks real good for a domino, right? You got day, week, month. So we like that. The Dow, 2 up, looking for the 2 down. We do not have a bearish weekly actionable signal. We do have a potential daily bearish actionable signal. So this will go on the Monday list. And then the monthly target is down there, right? But again, for these to work, we have to stay below the monthly trigger, right? Otherwise, you're no longer in force. Ooh, and you have no reason to be in the trade anymore. The Dow also has an inside 4-hour. I should have my glasses on. An inside 4-hour to trigger the day, so that's good too. Apple gap down on earnings. There's no setup here. So here's an example of why I don't like to enter right at the monthly trigger, especially like obviously they gapped it down because of earnings, but you're at immediate exhaustion risk because you took out a major pivot low. So we do not want to be the first ones into higher time frame setups. We want to look for weekly setups to either trigger or reconfirm, or daily setups to either trigger or reconfirm. Like we don't just want to hop in here. So just looking at Apple, what I would want to see happen would be we go 2 up on Monday, and then on turnaround Tuesday, we actually trigger the month the right way, like to the downside, not on a gap down and then triggering it to the upside. Like that's backwards, right? So I'd want to see corrective activity and then a 2 back down, or you could just draw it. It would look like boop, boop, like that. That's what I would want. So nothing immediate here to do on Apple. AI was good in the beginning of the month. It hit the upside target back here, which we were talking about and playing. But that's all it did. It did not get to trigger the quarter, which I was hoping it would, but actually this might be better if we stay an inside quarter and then in Q1 of 2025, then go and like trigger the inside quarter and up. You know, that would kind of be better probably at this point. So all right, let me go back to the month. Sorry. So we have a potential 2 up, 2 down month with the very same thing on a weekly setup. 2 up, 2 down reversal is what we'd be looking for. This is really nice. We have an inside day. So we have an inside day to trigger the week to potentially trigger the month. So this is going to have to go on Monday, and then week to trigger month. Oh, Stan Dollar, you're sweet. Thank you. He's in our Discord. He's everywhere. He travels a lot and loves to post beautiful pictures. Let's see. AMD has already triggered, and on Friday, since Friday was the first day of the new month, but the last day of the week, I just told everybody, I said, I'm not worrying about monthly setups on the last day of the week. Like we'll do our monthlies, you know, starting a fresh week. So AMD did already trigger the 2 up, 2 down month, and AMD's target is going to be 132, but everything is just kind of 2 down. Well, this would be a 3-2 week. So potentially 3-2 week to trigger the month. Our Discord. That's funny. We've had our Discord for 2.5 years. How do I share it? You can also go on my Twitter bio. It's in there. How the heck do you share it? Oh, invite. Copy. Here, let's see if I can. Let's see. Let's see if I can paste it in here. I hope the link doesn't expire. I didn't look. Okay, this cup might. One second. Expire after never. There we go. Generate a new link. Copy. There we go. So it's me, Alex, Tom, or you guys might know him as T3 on Twitter, and then Tim, who's not very active on Twitter. And then Elaine, she's with us in there. She's the Gapper Queen. Okay, I did that. You're welcome. Yeah, and our company name is called STAT because it's an acronym for our names. Sara, Tom, Alex, Tim. Because we're cute like that. All right, ARM potential. Everything's a potential 2 up, 2 down month. Okay, so same thing. We have a potential 2 up, 2 down week with, oh, this is good, with a daily. So we have a daily to trigger a weekly to trigger a monthly, which I love those. The more time frames you have, the better. Monday and then week to trigger month. I'm gonna have to set so many alarms. Hopefully we don't gap somewhere huge in the morning. BA, I just don't want to tell anybody to buy BA, but it's setting up for a bullish reversal, and we have a bullish week. So a 2 down, 2 up week to trigger the month. If you I just don't recommend. There's so much bad news dropped all the time. I'm gonna remove it. I don't like to tell people like, oh, this one's okay. Cat, all-time highs. Look at the broadening formation. Slight higher highs, slight lower lows. We're potentially about to come back through, which would be terrible for long-term cat holders. But good for us because we don't care which way it goes as long as we're on the right side. And you got a 4-hour. And I'm going to copy this line so I don't have to keep doing it. So no weekly actionable signal, but a daily and a 4-hour to potentially trigger the month. Cat, kind of nowhere near triggering the month, but the broadening formation, you can't not see it. I just been using this disjoint channel. So here. High, low, new high, new low, new high. And if we get a 2-2 reversal, where are we going? We're going to try and come back through this broadening formation. It's very pretty, actually. Very pretty. Hi, Solanki. I think UPS is on my list, so I'm going to get there. No weekly actionable signal that's bearish because we want it to the downside, and that would be a 2 down, 2 up if it triggered. But potential, this is not a great one. We're just pretty far away from triggering the month. So I don't think I'm going to put this on the Monday list. I think we're just going to keep it on the monthly because again, we got a lot of space till we can even trigger the month. And maybe it just stays inside month. We'll have to see. Coin, which really doesn't follow Bitcoin so well, does it? Really? Hmm. So a potential 2 up, 2 down. Target 1 would be there. Target 2 would be there. But it's kind of crazy because Bitcoin really should be hitting a new all-time high soon. Israel, that's crazy. Well, hello from Florida. Coin's been moving a lot. I think we're just gonna trade this on Monday probably. So I'm gonna add it to the list. DraftKings, inside month and down, much closer to going 2-1-2 down. And this is lovely. You got an inside day. Something is off. There. You got an inside day on DraftKings to trigger the month. This one looks pretty good. So Monday. eBay, big red 2 up month at all-time highs, I think. Yep. No weekly actionable signal, but we do have a daily actionable signal. And you have a 4 hour. So you have an inside 4 hour to trigger the 2 up, 2 down day to then trigger the 2 up, 2 down month. We like that. So that's going on just Monday because there's no weekly actionable signal there. Lows, all-time high exhaustion reversal, no weekly actionable signal, but we do have a daily actionable signal. And you can see this little internal broadening formation right here, which is always cool to see. We've made a slight higher high this day. We made a slight higher high that day now. So if anybody was short versus this pivot, they just got taken out on Friday. So then we would look for the rev strat inside, 2 up, 2 down, which if it hits magnitude, which you kind of think like, why wouldn't it, is going to trigger the month. So this is a Monday for monthly trigger. Meta, all-time high exhaustion reversal, kind of like similar to what happened back here, except they went 2 up first, 2 up, fails, goes 3. But 2 up at exhaustion risk, all-time highs, with a big 2 up weekly candle. So we have a weekly to trigger the monthly. And we do not have a daily. So this is just week to trigger month. Oh, wait, whoa. Oh, you got a 4 hour though. So you could use, since we don't have a daily actionable signal, you could potentially use, this is a 3-1. We'd be looking for the 2 down, right? So to trigger the week and the month, and then you have pivot target right there. So I'm going to add that to Monday. Microsoft, inside month. So we're a lot closer to going 2 down on the month with a daily shooter and a 4 hour inside bar to trigger the day, to trigger the inside month and down, and your immediate nearby magnitude is right about 400 psych. So this is going on Monday. And it would be a 3-2 week continuation, but since the monthly trigger is also the weekly trigger, the weekly doesn't matter because it's the same. So MU, the 3-1, a lot closer to going 3-1-2 down. No weekly bearish setup, but again, we do have a daily. So Monday. Oh, we're going to have a busy Monday morning, aren't we, guys? And hopefully everything doesn't trigger at once. All-time high exhaustion reversal. We're looking for the 2 up, 2 down. No weekly actionable signal. We do have a daily shooter, 2 up, 2 down, that can trigger the month, and we have an inside 4-hour that can trigger the day, and then the day can trigger the month. PDD. So last month hit its magnitude, right? So the monthly magnitude on this 312 was to take that out. Again, this is a great example of why we don't like to just enter at the quarterly trigger, because it's a lower time frame target. So you'll often see it trigger and then retreat because the lower time frame traders are taking profit there. So that's why we don't want to get in when that happens. I'll show you the monthly or the quarterly. Because if you would have just got in when it triggered, it just immediately went against you on this inside week and down reversal. And we don't want that. And Rob would always say, you don't have to be the first one in. That's exactly right. You do not. You can let it trigger and then wait for reconfirming setups on lower time frames. So your little internal broadening formation will look like that. Oh, boy, it's getting hot in here. And we have a daily to trigger the monthly right there. Boom, boom. And you got a 4-hour if you want to get in early to trigger the day, to trigger the month. So PDD Monday. Pins or Pinterest, 2 up, 2 down. Inside week. And we would not prefer it to the upside. We would prefer it to the downside because we're a lot closer to going 2 up, 2 down on the month. And that's what we would want to trigger. And then immediate target is there at 30. No daily actionable signal. Potentially a 4-hour though. I'll set alerts later. I'm not going to do that with you guys. It's just going to add time to what we're doing. So PayPal is failing the 3-2 quarter. And we have a 2 up, potential 2 down, potential 3-2 continuation to trigger the month. No daily actionable signal, but a 4-hour. Oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second. I got to turn this fan on. I'm dying. You guys hear that fan or no? If you do, I'll make it quieter. Yeah, Oklo was super fun. Let me get through this before you guys start asking about, okay, you can't hear it. Good. Cool. It's because of this NVIDIA broadcast. Snap and talk, and you shouldn't be able to hear the snapping, which is cool. Tim got it for us. Okay. Monday. We're almost done. I don't have that much more. I'm trying to go through these kind of quick. You guys can slow me down later if you want, but I'm trying to get through this because I'm going somewhere. What do we got here? Qualcomm. Rev Strat month. Inside, 2 up. Looking for the 2 down. The monthly trigger is the weekly trigger, so we don't so much care about that. We do have a potential inside and down, but we're not really that close. We're a lot closer to triggering the day to the upside. So maybe we get Monday, Tuesday, right? That's the kind of stuff I like, especially on turnaround Tuesday. And a 4-hour. What's the temperature here? 87, which I love. It's hot. I have 3 monitors and a light on me, and I'm Italian. I just get hot, you know? Uber, all-time high exhaustion reversal is what we're looking for. And Uber had a nice inside week and down reversal, and they also had a really nice inside day and down reversal at all-time high exhaustion, which is cool. But anyway, that's just what had happened. All-time high exhaustion reversal, 212 down on a lower time frame, short it, puke. So we've got an inside day that can trigger the month. Why aren't you attached to anything, little line? Why is that happening? There we go. And you got a 4-hour to trigger a day to trigger the month. Hey. So Monday. Wow, I loosened up quick, didn't I? Good job, Sarah. People in the Discord know how ridiculous I am. 2 up, 2 down. Here's UPS, whoever requested UPS. Win. W-I-N. We want the downside. So you got a 2 up, 2 down day tomorrow to trigger the week, to trigger the month. So this is week to trigger month and Monday. So a daily to trigger a weekly. And then XOM, all-time high exhaustion reversal. You can't not see the broadening formation, right? So we take out the lows back here in September. They reverse up, back through, coming back through the previous range, reclaiming the lows. Where are we going? Up here. If it stays up, where is it going? Up here. It did that. And then the same thing happened on the upside. You got an inside week and down reversal. And I love exhaustion. Or sorry, that's not an inside week. That's a 2 up, 2 down week. But I love me some exhaustion reversals, and I love me some domino trades. So it took out that little target there on Friday, but the major targets are down here to come back through the broadening formation. And again, it's a matter of training your eyes to see the price action. So we had a swing high, major swing low, new high. We're looking to go make a new low. Ooh, I just want to show you guys Lulu. It's awesome. So Alex posted on Twitter way back here. So we were at all-time highs, which puts you at immediate exhaustion risk because you have nobody else to play against. Anybody who had been short from anywhere in here or using this pivot as a stop, because that's where people put stops, just got stopped out. So now you have no shorts to play against anymore. So inside and down, no, it didn't go anywhere that first month. And then it goes outside. Where are we going? Alex also posted this on Twitter. We're going down here, right? So high, low, new high. Then when he posted here, he's like, where are we going? Well, we know the broadening formation is going down here. Then, just like you had an inside and down this month, which is a strat setup, back here, you had a downside exhaustion reversal, 2 down, 2 up, which didn't really go anywhere that month. But if you're a longer time frame trader, you're okay. Like, it's still good. It hasn't reversed. Then it triggered the quarter. Oh, I don't want to delete that one. Hold on. So this is just a cool, real cool chart. So the short, if you want to, was from here to here, or a 44% drop, because we know about broadening formations. And the broadening formation actually started back here. High, low, high, low, high, low. So, okay, let me look at the chat. Baby Flo, I don't know where that is. I'm really south. I'm in Naples, which is like pretty much straight across the peninsula, I guess, from Miami. Never been to Miami, not yet. Ooh, I hear it's crazy. Somebody asked for Disney. So let's get all of our time frames, because I cannot, and you should not be able to see what's going on if you aren't using all of your time frames. Okay. So you can see I already had this line here because this is a potential exhaustion area, right? That's a pivot. So we take it out and then we get a 2-2 reversal back there. Now you got an inside month, trigger month, and oh, this is a really good one. I wonder if you saw this. So you can see we have a daily 2 down. I guess that would be our rev strat. That's an inside. Inside, 2 down, stopped out these people. Well, I guess these people got stopped out, or these people got stopped out on this day. And then anybody trying to be long got stopped out on Friday. So you can see you got, ooh, you have an inside 4 hour that can trigger the rev strat day, that can trigger the 2 down, 2 up week. And if we hit magnitude, you're going to trigger the inside month. I have to add this to my list. This is a great one. I like it. I like it a lot. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Sorry. Elemental P. Yeah, I just learned about this bar called Space something. Club Space or something. They open at 4 a.m. is what I heard. I was like, wow. Imagine how trashed people are coming in at 4 a.m. Yeah, so that's it. So if we open up our list and we look at our week to trigger month, we have QQQ, IWM, AI, AMD, ARM, Meta, and UPS. So if you guys want to screenshot that, I will leave it here. There you go. It's the week to trigger the month. And then you can have your little list. I look at all the time frames. But for weekend work, the lowest I go down to is a 4 hour. But then once we get in there, then we can drill down to, then I go 5, 15, 30, 60, because I don't need these time frames anymore because I'm properly annotating my charts. So therefore I don't have to look at them because I know exactly what they mean. Like I know that this is some sort of weekly, like without looking at the week, I know that this is a weekly reversal, right? Because I have it marked. So then, like I said, I go 5, 15, 30, 60. VZ, Verizon. No, because this is not, that you don't have a monthly trigger, right? Last month was the monthly trigger. So it was a 2 up, 2 down, but this is a terrible one because it opened so high. We want things that are close to triggering. So if it triggered this month, that's continuation. It would be 2 down, 2 down, which is not a reversal. Now, that's not to say that this week can't work because you have your broadening formation. So we would look to go, it's just not a domino is the point I'm just making. So this is our broadening formation. So we would look to come back through this. So you do have a day to trigger a week. So you do have a domino there. So you have an inside week, right? And you have an inside day that can trigger the week. But this is not a monthly trigger, but you do have a day to trigger a week. And then T1 is the low of the two. And then all that. So this could definitely work to the downside for sure. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Do I look different besides super tan? Maybe happy? Wow, Upwork. I haven't seen that ticker in a long time. Yes, AMD is on our list. NVO. Is it a penny stock? It sounds like one. No. There's nothing here. Nope. Your only, well, I shouldn't say that. Your only potential is a 2-2 month, which technically this 2 down, 2 up week could trigger it. But they have earnings next week as well, so so not something you probably want to trade next week. We do not trade tickers that have earnings that week, like ahead of the earnings. If we're trying to swing something, you guys are sweet. Yeah, we're not holding through earnings, definitely not. So we play, like, that's why Elaine is with us. We play that after earnings reaction. We're not usually taking what do you call them? Earnings lottos. Hello, broadening formation. This was a great entry last month. This is all just continuation, but slight lower low. Top of the broadening formation, they're going up here. It's just you don't have anything actionable right now, right? Because everything's continuation up. And you had, this is one of my favorite setups is exhaustion reversals, right? So boom, exhaustion. I think that's a 3. Yeah. Yeah. 3, 1, 2 reversal. This is really nice how it played out. Target 1, target 2. So it hit everything. Oh, it was a gap up. That's what happened. But you had 2 entries here and here, both 2 down, 2 ups, 2 down, 2 up, that both hit magnitude. Wow, maybe we should, this used to be, wow, wow, wow. Had a rough 2022, didn't it? It lost 90% of its value. With a beautiful rev strat inside, 2 up, 2 down, pivot machine gun. But yeah, it's, so you don't have any actionable signals, but it's still good is what we would call it. And then you got targets all the way up to the top. So it's trying to go to 1636. Yeah, the Eiffel Tower pattern, or we call it the finger. Yeah, like a zoom and arc. Eiffel Tower. Oh, I had a great trade on Zoom. Oh, my notes are still down there. We were in from the inside week and up, and the target was 75.91. I literally sold the top. And I was like, done. Up chart. Oh, I'm on Elaine. I'm on stream. I can't. Oh, accident. Sorry. That's what Rob used to call it. Well, you know. It's okay. It's not your fault. I should be able to control my mouth. Oh, you were 15. What are you, 19 now? That's my daughter's age. WBD. Yes. DJT was awesome last month. Ugh. The only thing, I just wish they would have taken out the lows. Because inevitably they will, right? Like if you look at the yearly chart, they're trying to take this out. Okay, we are inside year and down. This is the yearly chart. Inside, I have a yearly trigger. Hold on. Inside year and down. So the magnitude is where it's down there. So I don't like it for anything long. And also this is just gross. It's just a little broadening formation, but it's just kind of, it's stuck in the middle and it's just not going anywhere. It's not expanding. It's just, we say don't diddle in the middle. So there's the original broadening formation where you have a high, a low, a new high, a new low, and then it's just been chopping sideways. So only potential thing, which it doesn't look like it's close to doing based on time frame continuity and the color of it, would be inside month and down to reconfirm, right? The inside year and down. Because you know your yearly trigger is here, your yearly magnitude is down here. So you would want actionable signals to reconfirm that, which you're not going to get. And I just don't really like it to the upside because you're still in force on the year. Wow, 125 people are on here. That's really cool. Thank you guys for coming. DJT, let's talk about it because it was a perfect exhaustion reversal. Oh, I already, okay. Well, so this was the major pivot low. I know it's hard to see that it's a low, but it just, trust me, it is. And we took it out last, well, I guess 2 months ago, technically now. So exhaustion reversal, 2 down, 2 up. Target 1. Oh. It hits target 1, target 2, target 3. And then you might be wondering what this line is. I'll make it white because you're going to see real clearly what it is when I go to the lower time frames. And then you're going to understand why. You're going to understand why this wick happened. So let's go to the day. It took out a pivot high target and then exhausted. This became exhaustion. Now, would we have rather it took out this one as well? Yes, because that's the last pivot high that there is. But, you know, we don't always get what we want. And then you had a 2 up, 2 down reversal. So this is an exhaustion reversal. What am I doing? There. And then it lost, what was it? Only like 45% since that 53.87 target was hit. But that was great. We had a member all over it. and you had at least 2 ways. Yeah, 2 ways in. 3, sorry. And this is fun, like going back and studying the chart. So you know your monthly trigger, targets, targets, targets. Then go back and find the daily actionable signals. So 212 up right at the monthly trigger. So this is a great example of you don't have to be the first one into a monthly trigger because it's technically short-term exhaustion on a lower time frame because it's a pivot high. So you can just be patient and wait. So you had an inside and up, inside, inside, inside. Eventually the insides are going to break, inside and up, 2 down, 2 up. So 3 ways in this, at least. I mean, you could be on lower time frames too, but we really like daily actionable signals that reconfirm our monthly or weekly actionable signals. CAVA. Let me get. So just sitting up at the all-time highs, big 3 week. So the only thing here to potentially do would be trigger the 3-2 down week to potentially trigger the month. And then that would be your broadening formation because you have slight higher highs and then major pivot, which is a major target that you would look to take out. No daily actionable signal, no 4-hour actionable signal. So all you have is a potential weekly actionable signal and time frame continuity. Stand dollars. You don't have to stop. You don't have to do that. Thank you, though. Keep telling them to hit the like button. That'll help. Keep your money. But thank you. Let's look at the futures. Oh, I didn't move my futures. Why? Okay. Trigger month. And all the futures are looking the same. Reversally, right? Up at all-time highs or near all-time highs. RTY triggered the inside and up, did not go anywhere last month. So when that happens, we're going to go the other way. Trigger. Just make sure they're all okay. I know people don't like to hear this, but that would be awesome for trading, not for your IRAs. So sorry. Oh, we did take that out. I'm crazy with my lines, as you can see. You guys can make these templates. NEM. And Low, high, new low, new high, coming back down. 3-2 month. They would, it's just all continuation. So you can let it trigger, which it already did. Right? And then you can wait. You want some sort of corrective activity, and then like turn around Tuesday back down to re-trigger it. And then you do have this pivot target immediately right there. So you could potentially exhaust there in the short term. But the bigger broadening formation looks really good. Yeah. And so they're trying to go potential outside quarter because we hit upside exhaustion, right? So that's what they're trying to do. So yeah, that's nice. Sorry, one second. Okay. NEM 32 MSTR. It's been fun. So all-time high exhaustion, potential 2-2 week. Daily 3-2 is the same level. So all you got is the weekly because you have no monthly actionable signal. You're really nowhere near triggering it. But you do, this would be the first reversal since, how many candles is this? Be the first reversal in 7 weeks. But could maybe just puke through there. They already had earnings, so that's out of the way. Yeah, all you have is a weekly actionable signal. Nike, you do not have a monthly actionable signal, but you do have downside exhaustion. So they take out the lows, so that's exhaustion. Actually, this would have been good to play on Friday. A downside exhaustion reversal because they took out the lows. So that's exhaustion risk. We always say it's risk. It doesn't mean it's going to reverse, but if you get a reversal and you were short, that's when you got to get out. And then if you want, you can flip long, and then you can see they actually hit the daily target very well. And then potential weekly 2-2 reversal. Yeah, for next week. Okay, Starbucks. So inside month and up, which triggered the 3-2 quarter. So they are trying to expand this. It's just not very aggressive yet. So maybe you'll get a new daily actionable signal to set up somewhere. INTC, that thing really like just went into the dirt. So we've hit downside exhaustion because we've taken out all these lows. You have an inside month. The problem I see with this has to be a big gap. And I just don't like playing gaps because you're not really playing against anyone. You're just hoping it gets filled. You have that big gap there, and I just don't like playing gaps, so I just don't. So yeah, if you can trigger the inside month and up, your only target is right there. And then that's it. So I'll do Tesla. And then I'm gonna have to get off here because I'm not gonna look through 100 tickers. Ooh. Upside exhaustion. Yep. Check. 3, 2, 2. Oh. Oh, also a gap. Might be a good lotto, but I just don't like gaps. I don't like them. Tesla, JPM, boring banks. Oof. Okay, so I was clearly charting a bunch back here. Intraday, we were trading. You can see what these say. The 5, 15, 30, 60. So that had to have been a domino. Yeah, upside exhaustion reversal. Yep. Up at all-time highs. It's my neck itch so much. This is gross. Look at that. Ugh. Talk about a barcode. Gross. Not something I want to be trading. Yeah, I've been doing good. Thank you. All right, kiddos. I think that's good, yeah? I don't know how long I've been on. I have no idea. Right about an hour, it looks like. So yeah, maybe we'll do some more of these. Okay, cool. I don't know when I'm going to be back. I should probably try and just do it every weekend, get back into the habit, or maybe even just start with monthly, setups once a month. We're just, Alex is, if you guys don't follow Alex, you've got to follow Alex. He's a little machine of strat work. He just has so much energy and pumps out so much content. It's Alex here. Just Alex's options. You guys got to follow him. He puts out so much content, so much videos. He was live earlier. He did a 2-hour stream. He's just constantly teaching and charting and exampling. Oh, we just talked about Lulu. How funny. Because it's perfect. And when you're a stratter, this is the perfect chart to you. High, low, new high, new low, new high, new low. Where are they trying to go? Back up to new highs. It's going to take some time, yes, but that's where it's trying to go as long as we don't get a reversal against. And I guess his YouTube's the same. Alex's options. So cool. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for hopping on with me and being sweet, and thank you for the tips. I appreciate that, even though you don't need to do that. So yeah, all right, cool. All right, thanks guys. Have a good rest of your Sunday evening, and go watch football if you're into that. I'm gonna go just eat food where the football is at. You know what I mean? That's more my thing. All right.